On the topic of Nijisanji, though, just recently we had Fulgur Ovid that also left, but he announced his graduation on April 20th. So Fulgur Ovid announced his graduation on April 20th, and he's graduating on May 5th. However, the recent Ike Eveland graduation is different because it's like effective immediately. Here the notice reads, thank you for your continued support of Nijisanji and Nijisanji EN. We regret to announce that one of our Nijisanji EN livers, Ike Eveland, will be graduating today on April 30th. Since his debut in December 2021 as part of the first all-male unit in Nijisanji EN, he has surprised us all and time again with the range between his calm demeanor and his powerful singing. We cannot thank him enough for his hard work and achievement as a Nijisanji EN liver in these past 3 years, and sincerely wish him the best as he moves on to the next step in his life. So it was very sudden. On top of that, it's funny because there's like this meme that whenever I leave on vacation, things go wrong. And then I was on my way back, so I was like, all right, it's nothing else can go wrong, right? Then Ike made a message on his Twitter saying, hey everyone, first I want to sincerely thank all of you for your patience and understanding during my prolonged absence. I deeply apologize for any confusion or inconvenience it may have caused. It's time I take full responsibility for the impact my numerous absences have had. Over the years, I've faced a number of personal challenges, many of which I failed to address properly or communicate openly. Mental health has been a significant factor, but I also recognize that I did not fulfill my duties as a Niji EN liver. I regret not stepping forward sooner. My lack of action and transparency affected not only my work, but also the trust placed in me. And for that, I'm truly sorry. I wonder what he meant by that. It has become clear to me that the responsibilities of this role exceed what I can handle. This experience has been a crucial reminder that mental health must be prioritized and should never be used as a justification for avoiding accountability. After a great deal of reflection, I've made a difficult decision to step away from the online space for good. I apologize for any difficulties this may create. Please know that this is something I've thought about for a long time and the decision wasn't made lightly. Though this means goodbye, I will always value the bonds we've built. Thank you for your understanding as I take this time to focus on myself and make the necessary changes to be better moving forward. I may be stepping away, but I want you to know that each of you holds a special place in my heart. The time we've spent together and the conversations we've had will never be forgotten. Even as we each move forward on our own journey, I will always cherish the moments we've shared. Thank you to everyone who's ever sat in the stream. Thank you to everyone in Nijisanji for the kindness and grace they have shown me over the years. Thank you, TCB Sensei, for letting me have such an amazing mama. I feel so lucky to have been part of this little family. And of course, thank you to the fans for your support. We've achieved multiple dreams together, and I truly feel like I can never repay you guys for the memories I now hold. Whether it's morning, day, evening, or night, I hope that you have a wonderful time, and you can do just one thing for me from now on. Please be kind to yourselves and take care. I truly love being your novelist. And there's Vox here saying, I miss you so much, you were one of the best friends I've ever had, and although I'm shocked, I am so happy this came in response to taking care of yourself and your mental health. Shoto saying, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I truly hope you find joy and solace wherever you weave your stories and adventures next. Take care, dude. Dopio saying, I would have hugged you harder if I knew it was the last time I'd see you. I'm really gonna miss you, Ike. Thanks for everything. So, I'm a little surprised by the shock comment because one person that seemed to know this was coming was Kuro. Tweeted this. Free ran hanging, saying, there it is. Meanwhile, Shu Yamino also stated that he did not know about his intention for leaving. For those who haven't been notified, Ike has made the decision to leave Nijisanji EN. For full transparency, I was personally not notified of his graduation or his intention of leaving the company. I'm personally just as clueless as everyone else, so I wish everyone to respect his privacy and to not speculate. I won't be able to answer any questions about Ike or his current or future whereabouts. To respect his statement of stepping away from the online space, I will be removing some content involving Ike from my channel. And he's doing that because Ike had his channel wiped out and his Twitter account is now officially locked. I don't have a photo of the channel. But yeah, when you graduate from Nijisanji, you get the options of keeping your content or removing it. And he decided to just have it wiped. So, not sure. Probably he just wants to erase his presence online, I suppose. So, yeah, so he's removing 2 videos and 1 emote. And I will also like to ask everyone to refrain from mentioning Ike in our comments, hashtags, and stream apart from this post. I understand this is a sad moment for all, but I love to request everyone to find a healthy outlet outside of our socials regarding this topic. Though I am unable to interact with him on streams anymore, I wish the best for him, and I hope you all do as well. I will be streaming, and as I was planning to, I hope you all respect everyone's decision moving forward. I'm just wondering, you know, what would prompt you to want to erase your entire online existence on this persona? It's like he just wants to get as far away from it as possible. Although he has been part of the Black stream, I did hear a lot of good things about him behind the scenes. Of course, that's to be taken with a grain of salt. So his Nijisanji Twitter account has also been locked now. And we also have this post by Kuro saying, yeah, this is why I said the month was over yet. Honestly, it's a blessing and a curse knowing in advance about this stuff. Honestly, the sweetest guy I know, and hugging him in Japan after long talks about this type of thing is pure core memory of me. As someone who relates a lot to how he told me he felt, I honestly just hope everyone allows him to take the new step in his life with a positive stride and get some well-deserved rest away from public. Away? Okay, I guess that's a typo. If he ever returned, I know everyone would love it, but it's not needed. What is needed is his time to relax and enjoy life, reset his mental and such. So it really feels like a lot of this mental health issues were associated to his streaming or online or maybe internet culture, who knows. And such, honestly, it's hard for me to keep contact with people, but this guy is one of the only ones that actively goes out of his way to check up on me. I hope I did enough for him too. Either way, that's all from me. I'd say Kuro was more in contact with Ike than anyone else. Or perhaps he felt like he could talk to Kuro because he's not in the company. One more thing on this topic.
Will he come back ever? So I had discussions with him about it. I said, dude, like...
Thank you.
I said, you should take 6 months to just not even fucking look at anything. Like, just live your life the way that you're saying you want to live it, right? For the 6 months. After that, if you still feel the same way, then just continue, right? If you feel like you want to come back at any point, everyone will be here. Everyone will be here with open arms. Like, you're not going to be forgotten, right? That's what I told him. And he was very insistent on that, like, he wants to do this. But I did say, like, dude, just focus on these 6 months, right? Like, just really focus on them. And just see if that's what you want, right? But just, 6 months is a long time, but it's not like you'll be forgotten.
Also, he's at a stream talking about Ike. Basically, he spoke to Ike and has permission to talk about these things. Then he talks about some backlash he got on one of his tweets. The tweets that I showed you.
About how soon everything will be pushed very late, right? Which is why I stayed up, because I wanted to tweet about it, because I knew, like, very, very, like, sudden, I was like, oh, okay, it's happening, like, now I'll just stay up and then I'll tweet about it, and then I can, like, give some sort of closure, right? On Twitter. Which I did on my alt account for the closure. And then I did the tweet on my...
The fact that no one in the Niji talents knew, but Kuro did, is a big indictment. This has been a long week. Oh yeah, Kevin, that's for sure.
Main, which got pretty bad backlash. Honestly, I understand why, right? I understand why. The first thing I'll talk about is this. I got backlash on this tweet because, one, people think I'm clout chasing.
What?
I've talked to this man more than anyone, okay? I've been giving you updates on his well-being when he's not been here, okay? Because I'm his friend, and we talk, and he knows that our communities are very tight-knit. We know together, which is also why I discussed with him, we discussed together about, what I should or shouldn't say. Because obviously, he doesn't want to be online right now. He doesn't want to be online at all. He said it in his message, right? He wants to stay away from online, which means he's not tweeting stuff, and he's not saying stuff. It's just the announcement, and then that's it. So everyone's left in the dark, right? So that's why we were talking, and we're like, okay, we need to decide what you want to say, what you don't want to say, and I'll just like give a gist of it, but I don't want to say anything more than necessary because it's not for me to say. It's him to say, right? If he ever wanted to say more, that's up to him. I don't want to air everyone's stuff out, you know what I mean? Especially when he's my friend, right?
Oh, he got backlash from Niji fans over the free run pic?
The picture of free run.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I put because I feel like I want to hang myself, which, by the way, there is other tweets of other people saying that, like, memes that they want to kill themselves, but apparently that's fine. But me is not fine. But okay, I get it, because that his message was talking about his mental health. Now, here's the thing. I didn't know that he was going to schedule his tweet or whatever at the same time as the announcement. I was only told about the announcement that was going to go out, okay? I didn't know that his personal message was going to happen straight away. I thought it was going to be when he wakes up later.
And people thought that, I guess they thought Ike was being suicidal, so he assures people that Ike is not suicidal. I mean, he does sound like he's struggling a lot in his message.
Oh, was that bad timing? But I knew you'd never joke about your friend's health that way. Oh, obviously, bro! Fucking obviously! Dude, and also the thing is, I don't want to say too much that isn't... I asked him, right? I asked him many, many times. I said, dude, like, you're depressed and shit. I want you to do the right thing for yourself, and I don't want you to fucking kill yourself or something. And he reassured me, which obviously no one else knows, right? But he reassured me many, many times, no, it's nothing like that. I don't want to kill myself. You don't have to worry about that. And he said that to me. So in my head, with all this knowledge, right, from that, I already knew it wasn't that. So when I post that, even if I, like... You see what I'm saying? Like, even with that, I had the assumption that, it would...
He also confirms that Ike will not be joining VShojo, and that Ike has been thinking about leaving the internet ever since even before Nijisanji, and has now determined that that is what he wants.
He didn't do this just randomly. This has been a long time coming, okay? He's been thinking about this for a long time. And not just in the company, but before the company, okay? It's not just the company. It's before the company. This is a actual, like, himself thing, okay? And it's been that way for a long time. So it has been a long time coming. And obviously, like I said, I'm not saying the reason, so don't ask, because I'm not saying, it's not for me to say, and I have to keep confirming this because I know someone will clip only like certain parts and then leave out the part where I'm saying I got told that I can say stuff, right? So I'm just trying to say it in between, so then...
Oh, apparently the Utaite days were harsh.
At least it will get heard in one of the clips, right? Anyway, yeah.
It's a tough industry.
And yeah, I talked to him a lot about it, and I said, like, you know, I was pretty much on his side, which, I mean, you can probably hate me for if you want, but I was on the side of, dude, if you think this is right, and you really, like, truly think this, then you can always, like, maybe down the line you could come back later. But then he shut it down, and he was like, I don't even want to think about the later. I just want to, like, disappear for a while, or for however long he needs, you know, and just, you know, live, right? Decides to say something about it, right?
And
because otherwise, like, I feel like...
Here he kind of explains that it was Ike who wanted his VODs gone immediately. So that does shut down the rats that it's... Nijisanji management, and that he got fired.
Speculation causes frustration in this community. You know what I mean? Especially at times like this. And, you know, even though there's always more to the story, the bottom line of this story is that he wanted to stop doing shit, and so he did, right? Even though there was a lot of drastic measures, like deleting the VODs instantly, everything's gone instantly, but it's what he wanted. And if that, to me, is what he needs to still, you know, live on Earth or whatever. Like, I said he didn't say anything like that, but in my mind, even though he said that, I still feel a little, ooh, I'm scared. But, you know, just to live comfortably and live happily and all that, if that's what he needs to do, then fucking, I'd rather him be around, be happy, and just, like, vanish like that from the internet, than not, you know, than vanish IRL completely, like, as a human, or vanish, or continue to go, and then, like, his actual personality vanish.
He may have wanted it, but it's a middle finger to his fans. Yeah, well... He wouldn't be the first Nijisanji liver to have done that. Okay, and then there's like the same he's confused about the same thing we are, which is Kuro also doesn't know why nobody else seems to know that Ike was graduating.
I don't know. Maybe he just... I mean, I had the most similar past experiences as him, right? But he has, like, obviously his path diverged in another direction than mine, but it kind of had somewhat similar stuff, right?
Like,
so,
what?
You know, maybe he thought, hey, this might be the best person to reach out to, right?
I wonder if it has something to do with his fan base or the kind of audience they had, because he talks about similar experiences.
I don't know. Or maybe it's just because that we've always been friendly to each other and he trusts me. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't asked him that, but I mean, I'm sure he has his reasons, right? Will he come back ever? So I had discussions with him about it. I said, dude, like, I said you should take 6 months to just not even fucking look at anything. Like, just live your life the way that you're saying you want to live it, right? For the 6 months. After that, if you still feel the same way, then just continue, right? If you feel like you want to come back at any point, everyone will be here. Everyone will be here with open arms. Like,
oh, that's the clip we watched earlier.
And he was very insistent on that, like, he wants to do this. But I did say, like, dude, just focus on these 6 months, right? Like, just really focus on them and just see if that's what you want, right? But just, you know, 6 months is a long time, but...
He just doesn't know why nobody else seemed to know he was graduating, but then he was like, maybe I was just easier to reach out to. I mean, he speaks optimistically about the idea of meeting with him IRL in the future. Later on, he does shoot down the idea that he's doing all of this because of Niji, but I mean, I feel like that part has to be taken with a huge grain of salt coming from Kuro.
Obviously, as a fan, that's like, you can't even say goodbye properly, right? But if I just want you to, or anyone that hears this, to just keep in mind that there is thought behind why he's done these things. You know what I mean? It's not like he didn't do it to be selfish. There is stuff that I'm not saying that maybe he'll say one day, maybe he won't, that are like core to the reasonings why he does these things. Okay, so it's not just, no, it's not anything to do with the corpo at all. It's not that. Like that's not. I mean, obviously that's part of it, but like that's not the. There's more to him than just, oh, let's blame it on the corpo. Also, can I just say, I fucking hate that, like, I get told, like, fucking. Dude, maybe I shouldn't get it. I just don't know why I complain so much about this shit when, like, I feel like out of everyone, I've been the most vocally supportive of that fucking corporation, even though
I don't know why.
Out of everyone,
I don't know why Kuro is giving us the breakdown on why Ike, who is not even his genmate anymore, is leaving for Ike, who just wanted to leave. I guess Ike told him that it was okay, but it's weird that we're getting this secondhand retelling, right?
So I just don't get why people fucking, like, have something against me whenever I talk about it. I just don't get it. Like, has anyone else who has left actually said more positive things than me about it? Like, actually, can we be for real, dude? Because it low-key pisses me off. Like, I swear to God. I don't know why people have shit against me so much. Especially when it's to do with that. Like, why does that corporation fandom have shit against me when I'm literally on their side, like, 9 times out of 10? I don't know. I don't know, dude. Just don't get it.
Okay. I did not expect this part. But I don't know if 90% is an accurate number. You know what? I'm gonna do the thing Kuro do, and I'm gonna leave that one clip speak for itself. I mean, to be fair, he did say a couple things about the company when he joined VShojo. No? Like, yeah, I think that's why they're mad at him, but I don't think most of them are mad at him, just a small percentage. He's also talked a lot about how he disliked his whole fan base. And then he turned around and was, like, defending them a lot. And he's defending them in this video, so I think it's the back and forth for the tiptoeing. People only take clear people only understand clear measures. It's black and white for the internet. Kuro is literally the worst person to talk about this. Sorry, Sean. Dude pisses everyone else because he goes off and you don't know what he's talking about half the time. Jesus, literally. There was a lot of tensions. There was a little crash out. I'm confused now. I'm more confused than I was before. Later on he does say that he doesn't speak to... Don't expect the VODs to come back. Kuro says he doesn't speak to anyone in Niji except Ike and occasionally Jordan and the doll. I was in quotes. I was out of Niji loophole and came back again. After a few months, we cannot blame Ike for a reason to leave Niji. Especially he was a third wheel from Black Screen. Not sure what happened between Ike and Niji. I don't know. I mean, I think I get what Kuro was saying. He just said it like in a very non-PR way, where he's like, it was probably a little bit of Niji, but it's probably a lot of other things. And I think he did really struggle with his mental health and his presence online and just the pressure of being a public person, which is why he wants to leave the internet. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.